You're listening
You're listening
to another episode
of the Fresh Takes
podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tank from Fresh Takes Podcast, and welcome back to Tank's Thoughts. The last couple of weeks, we've been doing the sport logos, the top 50 of them. In the last episode, we did 31 through 40, just to go over what we did last episode. At 31, I'm not going to go over the years. If you want later down the road, you can either message me and ask me, or you can just go back to last week's episode. But at 31, we had Houston Oilers. At 32, we had the Montreal Expos. At 33, you had the Michigan State University Spartans. At 34, you had the Chicago Bears. At 35, you have my favorite team, Miami Heat. 36, you had the San Antonio Spurs. 37, you had the Charlotte Bobcats. 38, you had the Seattle Seahawks. 39, you had the Vegas Golden Knights. And then in number 40, you had the Baltimore Colts. So, again, we're going to get back into the different sports, different genres, different eras of what we're talking about. Again, like I said, we can have basketball, baseball, soccer, football, XFL, hockey. I don't think I left anything else off, but if I did, I do apologize. But let's get right into it. At number 30. Number 30 is going to go to a 2020 to present logo. It's an XFL team, and it's none other than the Seattle Sea Dragons. And let me tell you, I just like their logo. I like their colors too. I was very pleased to see the DC Defenders beat them in the North Division and make it to the XFL Championship. Unfortunately, DC Defenders didn't win, but it is what it is. But you know, I just the Seattle Sea Dragons. It's a oddball team name. It's an oddball logo, but I think it's iconic enough to make the top list. I think it's good enough to have a decent spot. That's just my opinion, though, also. So we're going to get right into it. Number 29. Number 29 goes to the 1967 to 1999 New Orleans Saints. So we went from XFL to NFL. But the Saints, the logo, I mean, it's honestly all iconic. Iconic the way it is with just the Saint logo. And when you see the logo, when you think of the logo, you immediately know it's the Saints. But it's the black logo. It's has the white outline, and I'm not upset about it. I really do like the logo, and it's an iconic logo. It's a logo that you can immediately pick up on. So, all right, we're going to get right into number 28. And number 28 goes to 2014 to present. It's the New Orleans Pelicans. So they used to be called what? The New Orleans Bobcats. I think it was the New Orleans Hornets. New Orleans Hornets, I think it was. Yeah, because then it was Charlotte. Charlotte brought back the Hornets. Okay. So, but no, it's I've always thought the Pelicans were, the bird itself was a cool looking bird. Um, but it has their colors. It has the gold, the blue, the red, and it's the pelican kind of like sprawled out. But we're going to stick in the same area of the New Orleans, but you know, I like it. And again, these are all logos I like from all over the sports. We're going to get right back into it. Number 27. Number 27 is none other than my favorite football team, the 1964 to current Dallas Cowboys logo. And you're probably like, it's just a star. Like, what is so special about it? I mean, it's my team. It's my favorite team. Uh, there are 26 other logos that are better than the Dallas Cowboys. I feel yes. Um, it's the blue star with the white outline. And what can you say wrong about it? As soon as you see the star, you immediately know it's the Dallas Cowboys. And because if you see the green star, you think of the Dallas Stars from hockey. So I mean, you know when there's an iconic logo and there's a logo that is precedented to being a really good logo. But let's get right into it. Number 26. So we're going to jump from the NFL to baseball, MLB. We're going to go to 1998 to 2008, the Baltimore Orioles. Now, let me tell you, a team that I'm not a fan of because I'm a Yankees fan, but I'd like the logo. To me, it's retro. It's back in the day. You can see it has the '90s persona in it, and I don't know. It's definitely different. It's definitely unique, and I like it. So at number 26, we have none other than the Baltimore Orioles. We're going to jump over here to number 25. At number 25, we have the 1980 to 2016. We have the West Virginia University, WVU, my home state's university, the Mountaineers. So it's another again. It's the blue outline with the gold, yellow, whatever color you want to call it. It's a mixture between more of a yellow though, but yet we're called blue and gold. I don't. To me, it's more yellow than in gold. But the light, the just the West Virginia being WV, and you immediately know what you're talking about, who you're talking about, and 9 times out of 10, with the different sports that are, you don't have football running the same time as basketball, and you don't have baseball running the same time as football, and you don't have track running the same time as soccer. So you immediately 9 times out of 10, if you see the logo, you're going to know what sport you're talking about at that time. So that's why I went with WVU also. We're going to jump over here to number 24. At number 24, we have the 1967 to 1997, the St. Louis Cardinals. And let me just tell you, if you were not a Mark McGwire or Albert Pujols fan, well, see, I'm not. I like both of them. Yeah. All right. So I like this logo because again, it's the you can tell it has a retrospect of attitude behind it. It's the Cardinal sitting on a baseball bat with the red hat on. And I don't know. I just like it. I think it's different. It's unique. It's just like the Baltimore Orioles. It has that uniqueness behind it. When you see that logo, it's different. It's not normal. So that's why I kind of I like it. But other than that, we can get right into number 23. Number 23 was none other than the 1991 to present, and that is the Georgia Tech University. It's the Yellow Jackets, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure they're called the Yellow Jackets, but they have the yellow jacket with their college name, Georgia Tech, on it. Um, what can I say? It's when you see that logo, you know it's because it says Georgia Tech, but even without it, you just see the B, you know it's Georgia Tech. The flight of the bumblebee, the flight of that bumblebee is iconic. That I don't know, I like it. Different. It's showing their mascot off very well. We'll get into number 22, and it's none other than my favorite baseball team, like I was telling you earlier. It's the New York Yankees baseball logo, and it is from the 1968 to current, where it's the circle baseball with the Yankees logo or the Yankees wording in it, with the K being with the baseball bat with the hat on it, the Uncle Sam hat, I guess you want to call it. But I, I I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit biased for having to put my favorite teams in here, make sure that they made the list. But I didn't put them in here just because I put them because they're my favorite team, but it's because I also like their logos. That's another thing. I mean, if you are a team fan and you don't like your team's logo, like, are you truly a fan? If that makes any sense. But we'll get right into number 21. Rounding out the number 21 spot at a 10 spot, I guess you want to call it, for today's episode is none other than the 2018 to present. And it is we're going to go over to uh, MLS, which is the soccer league, and it is the FC Cincinnati. It reminds me of like I don't want to say Ferrari, but it reminds me of a high end car emblem, shield, badge that we got some class to us. Yeah, it's kind of plain Jane a little bit because you got the blue and the orange, but just with it being that emblem, being that it looks more high class than anything, I had to go with them. But yeah, we'll that was it for this week's episode. And we'll go through them again. At number 30, you had the Seattle Sea Dragons from the XFL. 29 from the NFL, you had the New Orleans Saints. Number 28 from the NBA, you had the New Orleans Pelicans. Number 27 from the NFL, you had Dallas Cowboys. 26 from the MLB, you had the Baltimore Orioles. At 25 from the college, you had WVU. At number 24, you had the MLB again. You had St. Louis Cardinals. Number 23, you had back in the college era, the Georgia Tech. Number 22, you had MLB again, New York Yankees. And then in 21 spot, you had the MLS, which was the FC Cincinnati. And again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank from the Fresh Takes podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts or even Spotify. But I would recommend you jumping over to the YouTube page, following us, hitting the notification button, and subscribing to us. You'll be able to hear and see the different logos instead of just me talking about them. But don't forget, you can always follow us and listen to us on every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the newest episodes coming out. This is Tank. I'm signing off, saying y'all have a great day, and I do appreciate you all spending your Fridays with me and enjoying this little journey that we're going to have called Tank's Thoughts. Until next week, you all have a great weekend. Peace.